glad you could join me. Those of you joining me on YouTube, I always have a special salute to Carol, Anna, Lisa, and a couple other people. I don't know their names. So I was going to share this yesterday, but I sat on it, meaning I sat on it and leaned in. Okay, do I really need to share this? And I thought of it in this way, as the passion and the assignment that God has given me to help people find their voice, share their voice from a position of identity, and then market their voice. But this is it. I got a question for you. You ready? Do you feel your voice, do you feel captured, your voice and everything else, because of the events going on right now? Does that put you in this permanent place of, I'm captured? I'm captured by the news. I'm captured by the pandemic. I'm captured because I lost my job. I'm captured because I've got kids that are driving me crazy. I love them, but I have to homeschool them. Seriously, do you feel captured? Well, the first thing I want to say is I understand, and I'm so sorry that you feel captured. It's such a struggle to feel captured and to have your emotions screaming at you. But you know what? The reason I'm so passionate to share this is I believe even if you're captured, that you can rise above your emotions and your voice could have significance results. Why am I so passionate about this? Because I came across 2 Kings chapter 5 a couple of days ago. And I never saw this. Can I share it with you? Naaman's 2 Kings 5 is about Naaman, who's this virtual warrior, okay? But he has leprosy. Okay, so I knew that, but then I came to this part. Can I share this? This is just so rocks me out. I never saw this before. So, Naaman, he's got leprosy. And then there's someone who is captured. I don't have it here, sorry. There's someone who is captured. Let me just go my notes. That was serving Naaman's wife. A little girl was captured. And in the place of being captured, she was an aide to Naaman's wife. When she saw that Naaman was really struggling with leprosy, I can only imagine, she realizes this and she knows the answer. She knows that there's Elisha who could be an answer to heal Naaman. So what does the little girl do? Listen to this. She goes, I wish that my master were with the prophet who is in Samaria. Then he would cure him of his leprosy. So this little girl is saying this to her Naaman's wife. And it gets around to Naaman. And Naaman gets the permission of the king of that area. The king liked Naaman. This guy, Naaman, was like a valiant warrior. And the king of the area heard about that word and said, go to Elisha. We know the rest of the story. Elisha sent messengers out to him. Naaman wanted Elisha to come, and he sent messengers and said, hey, go wash in the Jordan River. And he didn't want to do that because he thought it was so easy, but he eventually did wash in the Jordan River 7 times, and he was healed. But can you share with me this amazement that here is a captured girl? Are you following with me? She was captured in this home, serving Naaman's wife. But even in the midst of being captured, she had a voice and she rose up and spoke. And there was amazing results because of it. Are you captured? Are you captured by your finances? Are you captured in your home by your marriage? Are you captured because this COVID-19 thing is just strangling you? Can I be a voice, and a very excited voice, to say, you don't have to stay captured? Or you can still use your voice while you're captured as you faithfully follow God, and he brings a release to that situation. I've worked all week on this series that was so hard, so penetrating my heart. And it has everything to do with your emotions during this time. And Sunday, I was waiting for a word for the Lord. I've been waiting for weeks. What is something I can put together? Not just any old thing, not just go on Facebook Live and blah, 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 but is there anything I can do to help? Siri always thinks I'm talking to her. Not talking to you, Siri. Siri's captured by her own imagination. Okay, so listen. This is what a Sunday morning, or yeah, during our church worship, I thought of something. God dropped something in my heart. He said, Teresa, I mean, he talks to me just like this. Teresa, you need to give keys to help people find their voice again when their emotions, in the midst of their emotions, screaming, shut up, shut up. It's not a time to shut up. It's a time to rise. I'm going to stay in my own lane because I could go in here and about what we're facing. But no, my lane is to say, could you find your voice again? Or could you, for the first time, find your voice, even though your emotions are screaming, shut up? This might be something in your own home. You may be in a situation where one person's dominating you and you feel like you have no voice, and that just sends you in a tailspin emotionally. But can you rise up? I believe you can. So I invited you down there. I think I have it in there. RedeemYourVoice.com is the place to start. If you want 3 keys, it may be the very thing that you're looking for right now. 3 simple videos of keys to find your voice when you feel captured, when your emotions are screaming. Pretty excited about that because I'm excited about you. See, this is how the excitement goes around the Croft Cottage. I get excited and I look into Logitech camera. Dave gets excited. Can we hear him? On the phone, he was just encouraging a Christian son in San Diego. And he starts feeling the Spirit of God inside of him. And boy, you can hear Dave's voice echo all over this house. Anyone who lives here or has visited here, knows what that means. But we feel the excitement because of the prophetic word that God has put on us, that this is the time to find our voice. This is the time to go into the house of wine, receive the healing, receive the revelation. You know, my favorite time in the morning, my favorite time in any day, do you know what it is? It's getting up rather late lately, empty house syndrome. It's getting up and getting that coffee made, waiting as it drips, and then grabbing that cup of coffee and going and sitting in my favorite place and open up the Word. The Word's on my Logitech, though. Sorry. So I open it up and just listen to what God's saying. It was actually in one of the plans on YouVersion that I came across this 2 Kings chapter 5, because I always stop at chapter 4, because that's my favorite. Go to 2 Kings chapter 4. There's so much in that. But here I come to 2 Kings chapter 5, a story that I thought I knew. And God highlights this little girl who's captured. This little girl who may be captured, but rises up and speaks. I really want to read that to you. Can I find that? 2 Kings 5, and let's see if I can get it. I just want you to hear this in the context. 2 Kings, sorry, I'm just getting here. You ready? 2 Kings chapter 5. I want to listen to this. So I've kind of given you the narration of it, right? 2 Kings, sorry, I got to go over there. Chapter 5. Now listen. You got the idea, but imagine yourself as this, in this situation. Starting out in chapter 1. Now Naaman was commander of the army of the king of Aram. He was a great man in the sight of his master. He was a great man in the sight of this king, and highly regarded because through him the Lord had given victory to Aram. He was a valiant soldier, but he had leprosy. Now, bands of raiders from Aram had gone out and had taken captive. This is how she got captive. Young raiders from Aram took captive this young girl from Israel, and she served Naaman's wife. So she's captive, but yet she's not captive. I think she's captive by the Lord to have this kind of revelation. She said to her mistress, if only my master would see the prophet who is in Samaria, he would cure him of leprosy. Now Naaman went to his master and told him what the girl from Israel had said. And then, of course, the king said, by all means, go. So here's a girl in captivity playing a role in someone else's healing. So you maybe feel captive. Guess what? You can still play a role. First in healing yourself and then healing others. And then next thing you know, you're not focusing on the captivity. You're focusing on, hey, I'm going to use this time. I'm going to spend time in the Word. I'm going to fill up with what He says. And I know out of the overflow answers are going to come. Even out of the overflow, I may no longer be held captive. Ooh, there's one. That'll preach. That'll go on another subject. But anyway, I just want to encourage you today on this Friday. Hey, Brother Jason, love you too, bro. Just want to encourage you that don't let your present circumstances make you feel captive to the point. They don't dictate your outcome. See, I told you how Dave is. I knew he'd come around. He's cooking dinner. Am I blessed? So, anyway, just really feel passionate about that. So, wow. RedeemYourVoice.com will give you the answer. We'll give you a start of an answer. I'd love for you to go there and go on a journey with me as I share 3 keys to find your voice. Again, find your voice when your emotions are screaming to you, shut up. It's not a time for you to shut up. It's a time to rise up in your identity, take authority, and rest to run. The resting is found in Hebrews 11, verse 11, where Sarah rested her faith in the miracle-working power of God, even though she had circumstances that I'm sure wanted to shut her up. She was barren. She couldn't conceive. But what did she do? Her faith rested in the promises of God, and then the authority of her faith rested, there's the rest again, in the promises of God. The promises of God are yes and amen. And then she tapped in to his faithfulness. The rest to the running is in your declarations. The running is in tapping in to his faithfulness, tapping into his promises, speaking those declarations out over yourselves, over your family, over your prayer requests. So rest to run. Find your voice, even when your emotions scream, shut up. You can find them. RedeemYourVoice.com. I hope you check that out. I'd love to talk to you there. And I would tell you that I'm going to be a guest on Facebook Live, but I don't know where it's going to be. So I think it's going to be on Grace Morrison. I'm the ogre. I love you, baby. Grace Morrison. Check out her profile. I think that's where we're going to do a live. I'm not sure. Sorry. I'm not very good promoting myself, but that's okay. Shrek. My maiden name is Shrek. It's not spelled like the movie. It's spelled S-C-H-R-E-C-K. And when he calls me Shrek, I realize either he needs me or I realize this. I'm thankful for my mom and dad who raised me with the love of Jesus. I have 4 Shrek brothers. I'm thankful for 4 brothers who are kind and wise and brilliant. So he can call me Shrek any day. All right. So nice to get to connect with you.